Hi there, and welcome to week 6. Coming up this week is assessment. I've spent some time reading the work you've been doing in contexts and about to dive into the work you've been doing on objectives. I find you're putting a lot of work into these activities, which is great, and the stuff you're writing is really going pretty deep into the issues involved in these topics. So coming up with assessment, I think the thing I'd start off with first, and I may sound like I've said this each week, it's really important. Assessment, I think you'll find, is the most important item in the jobs that you do as an instructional designer if you're working with an instructor who is going to be teaching this particular course that you're working on or the training that you're working on. So the instructor's concern is really going to be around assessment. And when I'm working with somebody who's going to be teaching a course, that's often the first thing they come to me wanting to ask about. They're not frequently wanting to talk about objectives, or they're not as concerned about them, though perhaps they don't understand how important objectives are and how they relate to everything else, including assessment. So it's a big deal often with instructors and programs. The text provides a really good comprehensive coverage of assessment. I don't think there's anything there that's missing. I like to emphasize authentic assessment. I think that's an important angle to pursue in post-secondary, where I'm mostly working, and certainly it's important in the private sector. I think that it is a really important way to be sure that when you're testing, you are doing it in a way that is fair. And fair often can mean exactly how is this going to be done when you're actually in the workplace, or when you're actually putting what you've learned into use. And that's, I think, authentic assessment in a nutshell. So I'd also like to remind everyone we're going to be having a Collaborate session on Monday at 6 o'clock. I invite everyone to come and join in and bring any questions or issues that you have. Okay, it's your time to raise anything that's been a concern, and certainly on the plus side, I'd like to hear anything that's been great, anything that you found interesting. I would really like to hear anything that you can bring from where you're working, where you're involved in education, into the class and help maybe expand what we've been talking about. Anyway, I look forward to this week. I think I'm really lucky in that the 3 weeks I'm facilitating this course, I think, have the 3 meatiest, interesting topics. And it's not like I was able to arm wrestle Sophia and BJ to get those weeks. It just happened that that was the way things rolled out. But I'm happy to have been here for the contexts, for objectives and assessment. It's really very much a bread and butter, day-to-day kind of exposure to instructional design. Anyway, I'll be talking to you later, and maybe I'll see a whole lot of you on Monday night. Thanks.